Guys, it's Travis Graham, the Natural Alpha. For my first show, I want to talk about the 5 fundamental principles that myself, top trainers, top coaches, health coaches, strength coaches, personal trainers give to their clients to succeed and get results. So if you want to get results in 2021 and beyond, you need to do these things. The reason why is that these basic fundamental principles actually balance out human physiology. And anything else you're going to do, any specific training technique or any special supplement or anything like that, always works better off of a platform of basic and balanced physiology. So these 5 principles are going to do that for you, and there's no way around it. There's no other pill or anything. So listen up, because these are vitally important, and that's why I made it my first show. So let's get started. The first thing that you need to do is to switch to an organic diet. And I'm going to tell you why. Number 1, you need to understand how food is made. I think we all understand that plants are grown out of the dirt, or soil, actually, if it's living dirt, right? Because if we don't understand how it's actually made, then how can you truly understand nutrition? Compost or dead organic matter feeds microorganisms in the soil, right? The microorganisms then feed the plant nutrition through their root structure. So the dependence of the health of the plant is dependent on the health and the abundance of the microorganisms in the soil. Plants don't eat dirt. A lot of people just think that plants eat dirt, or they just think that minerals magically appear in the soil, and that is not the case. And then animals eat those plants, and they bioaccumulate the nutrition in those plants, and then man eats both plants and animals and bioaccumulates that nutrition. And then we all die and go back into the soil, and then the life cycle continues. That's basically how healthy life is designed. And compost is all we had up until the 1920s. So actually everything was organic. Everything was organic farming, and everybody was eating 100% organic food. It's not surprising then when we started introducing chemical farming that's when the spike in degenerative diseases like cancer and diabetes and neurological disorders really started coming into play. But what is chemical farming? So what's basically conventional farming? The stuff that isn't labeled organic and is just regular food. Well, it's grown with chemicals, particularly NPK fertilizers. So instead of compost to fertilize the soil, they use NPK, which is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, salt fertilizers. Now, there was a guy named Liebig, a scientist named Liebig, and he found that when essentially you burn the plants down and found what just their physical structures were made of, it was these 3 components. So we fertilized the soils with the components, and we found that they would grow bigger. So he was right, and the plants grew bigger, but they also grew at 40 to 60% less micronutrition. Now, back then, when this first came in, micronutrition wasn't really thought of as anything, and it wasn't really studied or well known at all. So that wasn't really a thought process in the minds of farmers and chemists and scientists back then. But now we know that secondary nutrients or micronutrients like cofactors, vitamins and minerals that we didn't really know about, all sorts of things were diminished by, like I said, 40 to 60%, because the salt, when you put salt on a field, when you put salt on microorganisms, and earthworms is a big part of this too, it kills them. So you're killing the micronutrition. And everything that you can find in like a multivitamin, you know, those weird names, that's sort of what we're talking about here. And that's why people are getting on all these multivitamins, because it's not in their food anymore. So anyways, that's chemical farming, and that's why it does not work. And by the way, the plants get sick because they don't have that nutrition, and then the bugs come in to eat them because they're nature's basically garbage men. And then we just see it as random things, but no, that's a bug is supposed to eat a sick plant. I'm not going to get into that right now, but in the end, like most things, the value of the quantity outweighed the value of the quality, and chemical farming was adopted as the new normal. So anyways, action item for succeeding in 2021. The first action item, go to an organic diet. Now, I basically do it a 90-10, so 90% organic, 10% not, because I still like to go out and have a good time and do whatever. But that is the takeaway point. Look it up for yourself, though. I always tell people, whatever you're going to listen to me say, you should always back it up yourself. Otherwise, you don't really know. And then you got to try it out in your body, too. Anyways, that is step 1. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And if you found the content useful and you really think it's going to make a better version of yourself and stronger version of yourself, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing and hit that bell icon as well. And lastly, please leave a comment, as I'd like to know your opinion on this topic and what else you'd like to hear about. So thanks again, guys, and stay